HorrorDeconstruction.
Hey everybody, it's a HorrorDeconstruction with your host Compton.
Ronald.
It's Halloween time, it's October, so we're celebrating the groundbreaking movies of the 1920s and up. Would you like to fuck my dog? Today's film is...
Freaks, 1932.
Freaks, 1932. What kind of voice was that you were doing? That was more like, excuse me.
And that's not in the 1920s either.
Oh, right. Well, I was lying. So today's film is Freaks, 1932. A circus's beautiful trapeze artist agrees to marry the leader of sideshow performers, but his deformed friends discover she is only marrying him for his inheritance. Directed by Todd Browning. Written by Clarence Aaron Todd Robbins, who did the short story Spurs, and Willis Goldbeck. It stars Wallace Ford, Layla Hyams, Olga Baklanova. Ooh, that's a cool name. Roscoe Aites, Henry Victor, Harry Eries, Daisy Eries, and Johnny Eck. Who's the guy who's Prince?
Eck. Could you imagine having the last name Eck?
I've always heard about that guy. Whenever you walk into Ripley's Believe It or Not, there's a statue of Johnny Eck always there. He's like a guy doing a handstand with his, obviously with no fucking second half.
I guess, then again, Eck as a last name is the least of his worries.
Well, I don't know. What do you mean?
I mean, he has no fucking legs.
Oh, that's just so... You're a body shamer. Anyway,
no, I'm just saying, he's got bigger problems.
There's this meme online that is really pissing people off, like angry white virgin guys off, or basically any virgin off, because there's a meme of this... I guess there's a black guy who has the same thing that Johnny Eck had, where he has nothing from the waist down. And he's all muscular and built, and his girlfriend's like a hot white girl.
How does he do it?
These guys are upset. Trust me, I've seen plenty of ugly dudes that just get like... Well, me. I'm an ugly guy. I got some hot chicks way back when I believed in myself. And I remember... never mind. It's getting too personal here. So, this film is... you picked Freaks. Why did you pick Freaks?
Because it's one of those classic movies that would fit in very well with our theme of the month.
Yes. And it got Todd Browning fucked right out of Hollywood. He released this movie and people
Why?
were real... Because people are scumbags, and especially in the 1920s when sort of treating people like shit that didn't look like you was fine. It's happening again.
Right.
It's happening now. But
we're always at that point.
People were so disgusted that they saw people with abnormalities of their body that they would write in letters to the movie company saying, how could you put these horrible monsters on screen?
Also, this was pre-code... Hollywood.
Actually, the version that's online now is code version. The one that was previous, it was an hour and a half version of the film that was apparently much more disturbing. Because even that ending, where the little man with this... Well,
didn't they, castrate Hercules and then
they do. They cut his balls off.
There's a falsetto or something?
Yeah, because the movie has a wraparound scene where there's this guy introducing an unseen freak to the people, and everybody's, freaking out and stuff like that. And apparently, I guess at that same place, you were going to see Hercules.
Freaks, Daddy.
You were going to see Hercules singing soprano, meaning that they cut his balls off instead of killing him in the film.
Yeah.
Anyway, this film, the director Todd Browning actually grew up in the circus because I think he was a contortionist and a stunt guy. Cool. And so he knew all these people. He actually knew these type of people that worked at the sideshows and stuff like that.
What do you mean by these people?
Actors. So they actually use people with what other people would call deformities. Other people nowadays would say it's blessings. But there are people, I don't know what the correct terms are for. I don't know the names, but they would use horrible terms like pinheads and stuff like that, and half guys or some shit like that. I saw parts of this film back then. The only part that really stood out to me when I saw parts of it way back when I think it was on Turner Classic Movies because they actually put good movies there, and it was the scene with I forgot the guy's name. I think his name is Prince something. He's the guy who plays the worm guy. The
one that lights the cigarette.
Yeah, that lights a cigarette. I remember seeing that and being I couldn't believe what I saw. I was like, holy shit. But apparently, and I swear, I was telling you yesterday, I was like, I could have sworn I saw a version where he actually rolled the cigarette But
It's
apparently
possible.
that exists, but it doesn't exist on film anymore. So maybe my mind time traveled.
I mean, I can't imagine. I wish that I could get the 30 minutes they cut out. It's probably awesome.
That would be awesome. I'm sure there was a lot more like when the free because like the film looks fucking gorgeous. Like it's a beautiful looking film.
And
Especially,
the music is great. Like,
especially at the end when everybody's like running, when the quote unquote freaks are chasing the guy underneath the stagecoaches. Like that's a shot that everybody rips off nowadays. Like it's just such a stunning visual. Like I was like, wow, that came from this sort of. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's been done before.
And the One of Us definitely came from this. Like when I've heard that reference.
Gooba
so
Gaba,
many
yeah, that's
times.
because the Ramones used it like as a lyric for one of their songs. One of Us, Gooba Gaba, and then I think the Ramones. I only know like one Johnny Ramone song. I don't really. Oh no, I know some
I don't know
Ramone
any
songs, but I don't
Ramones
really know.
actually.
Yeah, Rock and Roll
also-
High School, and what else did they do?
Apparently,
I don't want to be sedated. You gotta know that.
Yeah,
fucking
those are like
song.
the two songs I know. That's
There you
about
go.
it.
That
Apparently,
and Johnny
MGM
Ramone does a great cover of "What a Wonderful World." Okay, go ahead.
Apparently, MGM decided to put in that happy ending at the end,
Yes,
where
right.
Hans is a millionaire.
And Hans and his girlfriend his fiance in the film, the young girl. I
Frida.
mean, that was actually his sister. So that's why they
okay.
toned down their relationship in the movie. You don't see them kissing or hugging or anything. And you know what? I got to say this: watching this movie, and who's the Hans's sister? What was her name in the movie? I mean,
Frida.
his fiance Frida. Like, she's not a very good actor, but like I really felt sad for her when she was crying.
Yeah, it's
And she was
depressing
like,
as fuck.
She goes, "I want you to be happy," and I was like, I literally started getting sad. Like I was like, "Oh man!" Like I felt sad for her character.
I feel
really
bad
sad.
for Hans too.
Well,
and the
he's a
Cleopatra
dickhead.
lady
he's,
is so
he's
like
cheating on his fiance because he wanted some tall pussy. Fuck him.
because
He's a dickhead.
Yeah.
I wanted
okay.
to see that big pussy on my face. I would like to grab it and jump inside, Fraulein. Fuck him. He's an asshole.
That's how they do it. They have birth sex.
Oh my god, there was Jesus. I was gonna make that joke, then I realized you would anyway.
They
There's
cover
the-
him in a condom like
There
Naked
is
Gun.
one of the worst dubs in this. I don't know what this guy said. It's the first scene. You know the guy with the stuttering issue,
Yeah.
and he's like, he goes, "You gotta watch
The one
that."
who's marrying the,
I shouldn't. You know what? I shouldn't do the stutter. But he says that he couldn't. He was riding on a camel or something, and the strong man comes out. Another good actor. Everybody in this movie is well, the I guess the regular height people are the good actors in this film. Johnny Eck was pretty good too. But he comes out. You gotta listen to this. I saw it on. Did you see it on YouTube or where did you watch this?
I think I watched it on. Yeah, I guess I watched it on
It's
YouTube. I don't
the
remember.
worst. There's a horrible dub line in this movie.
What does
Because the
it say?
stuttering guy is when you first see the stuttering guy and you see the muscle man come out,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Well, you scratching yourself." He tells the stuttering guy, and the stuttering guy goes, "Well, I just." He says something, and then his voice completely changes. Like they dubbed his voice over, and it was a guy doing a bad Russian accent, and he goes, "A woman scratching herself." I was like, "What the
What?
fuck?" It's 8 minutes into the movie. When you
I'm
watch
gonna
it
have
after,
to watch that.
when
Yeah.
you watch it after, you'll be like, "What the fuck happened?" Like, but it's like the worst dub I've ever seen. And I was like, "What did he say?" He must have said something like "scratching your balls."
That's
or
like
something.
the original bad TV dubs that they used to do.
Unbelievable
for like Die
how
Hard.
bad that line is. How I don't know what they were thinking. Anyway, everybody's a good actor in this film. Pretty well, besides some of the. But do you feel like it was exploitative using actual sideshow people? Or you
No,
thought it was empowering?
they weren't being exploited. I think it was just like showing that these fucking normal people, quote unquote, are
Because
actually
the movie,
fucked up on.
the movie
it's like
sort
what
of
Romero
becomes
does with zombies.
the movie sort of becomes a sideshow itself, as in seeing all these people. And the thing is, the quote unquote, I have to keep saying quote unquote freaks in the film are not like they're not bad people in the film. Like even the people with the smaller heads and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's that main clown was his Bonzo or what the fuck his name is? The clown guy.
The one that's with the other girl, Venus.
Yeah, I actually got confused because in the opening of the film, Venus and the evil girl look so fucking similar. Because she was dating the muscle man, and I guess she dumps him. And then the next scene, who's the evil girl?
Cleo. Cleopatra.
Cleo's with him, and I was like, didn't this bitch just dump this guy? Like, I was like, what just happened? Anyway, so she's dating this guy, this clown guy, right? And the clown guy is like really nice. Like he's really nice to the girls.
Frozo.
Yeah, and if you've watched American Horror Story,
oh, they totally were inspired by this.
Oh yeah, no, they had one of the
Mm.
characters actually wore the same costume. You know, the chicken girl that is jumping on the table.
No, but even just the idea how the freaks all get revenge on them.
Oh, that, yeah, and then the one girl was modeled after, who was actually a guy, but they had him playing a woman. The one with the most, like, memorable faced, one with the
half
quote-unquote
man, half
pinhead.
woman lady.
Yeah, and they said, I was reading the trivia, and they said that he had to wear a dress, because it was for hygienic reasons, so maybe he just shit his pants. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
There's a lot of good trivia on this film. There was one line, because they cut this one line out of the film because you really can tell what kind of movie Todd Browning was doing. Where like accepting people, like essentially becomes a horror film at the end. Like within the last 10 minutes, it becomes a horror film because you're like, wow, this like escalated very quickly, but it made sense why it escalated that way because that girl, what the hell is her name? The good one, the good blonde girl. She tells the strong man, she's like, listen, we know you're poisoning this guy, and then obviously he tries to kill her at the end. And it's like actually really exciting.
He punched her in the face. Right?
Yeah,
That
no,
was
he,
him. That was
oh,
her
that's
he
another
punched?
character. No, he didn't. When he punched out the half man, half woman character,
Oh, okay.
that seemed out of nowhere because the editing was really strange. Because the half man, it was named Josephine. It was like a name that was like Joey Josephine. It was like a woman's and man's name at the same time. And I just liked the way that character looked because one of them was wearing a heel and the other one was wearing shoes, like a half man, half woman sort of character. And he just walked around really strangely, and I was like, "What the hell is going?"
Apparently, they pretended. Well, not pretended, but they said without any proof that they were like a true hermaphrodite. But I guess it was never proven.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she was just sort of a character. And from like, what could she really do? You know, besides showing her junk on the film. Like, there's not necessarily anything that she can do besides having that split look in the film. But that scene made me laugh because it was a part where the muscle man is making out with Cleo, and then Josephine, Joe, whatever the character's name is, the half man, half woman character, is looking inside the tent, and then the muscle man runs out, and then all of a sudden it cuts to the split woman putting on her makeup, and then he just punches her right in the eye. I was like, why would she, like, she
I
sees
guess
a muscle.
it's just showing he's a big jerk.
I was like, I know, but she sees him running after her, and then she decides to apply makeup. I was like, where the fuck did that come from? Because he was... Anyway. But I really...
guess they're trying to say in 1930s mentality that women are obsessed with makeup, that even when in danger, they'll stop and apply it or something. I don't know.
There's like... women should always look beautiful, even before they get punched in the face, I guess, apparently. But, so Todd Browning directed Dracula, obviously the Bela Lugosi film. So I'm sure he was everybody's darling. And after he made this film, he ended up, I guess everybody was so frightened, and even though it sold out movie houses when it first came out, like it made lots of money, but then people started complaining about it because people cannot, they must censor everything that they don't like, just like nowadays.
Mm.
And,
well, this was even worse back then.
So I think he made like 2 or 3 movies after, and then he sort of went into seclusion, which makes me upset because, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was good.
Were there characters that stood out to you that you liked a lot?
I really like Frozo. Is that his name? Frozo the Clown and Venus. And, I liked Frida, too. And what's his face? The guy that was, like, spying through the window, that, like, kind of figured out
He looks like Warwick
what was going
Davis sort of guy? That guy?
Yeah, he was a midget or something. Like,
hey! Racist.
Sorry.
They hate that. That's a horrible word, actually. They don't like that word.
Small person. I don't know. Whatever.
Where was that? I'm trying to find this one quote that was cut out of the film, and I cannot find it.
I wish they had a little more of the Siamese twins boyfriend, because he's very funny.
He was funny. I mean, you can tell that's obviously 1920s humor. It was so funny how obviously that character, the stuttering guy, was put there to be funny.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, when they had people with actual physical deformities, they're like, "Oh my god!" Like, I'm horrified. When that guy has obviously, I can't say what a deformity stuttering is to people, but it's obviously they're mocking him because of that. But then the same people they would mock, they're like horrified by. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a really interesting film, and that character was funny because he sounded like fucking Goofy or something, just the way he was talking. Obviously, he was faking it up, but he did a really good stuttering, a cartoonish stuttering. and I really like the art style of the film, the way it looked,
and the music is great too.
And there was a lot of tracking shots, like legitimate like shots in this film, because like a film like this back then, there were basically mediums and wide shots, but this one, some of the cameras were moving, especially with the opening with the guys like at the beginning of the film, talking about this beautiful acrobat who was mutated, and the camera's doing a slow tracking shot from right to left. It looked really good.
I'm looking at that guy. I'm looking at the Roscoe guy, the funny boyfriend, at his wiki, and like he was in a bunch of shit. Like he's like a comedian.
What'd you think about how Cleo looked at the end? That was some.
That was great.
She looked great. They turned her into like some sort of chicken woman or something like that.
She's the chicken lady, yeah.
It's like, I think what they did is they cut her in half, and they put half of her body, like, they just put her in a... She looked fucked up, man. I can imagine people in the 1930s were like, what the fuck am I looking at? They must have been like...
It made me happy. It was like, you remember, actually, American Horror Story again, but you remember when they, in the second season, when that evil doctor Nazi guy, like, did that shit to, the one that gives blowjobs to people.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
Chloe
Sevigny.
Chloe Sevigny? Who's Chloe Duvall? Chloe Sevigny. And like turns her into like this like mutant freak thing.
Oh, okay, right.
It reminded me of that a little bit.
Yeah. That reminds me. But yeah, I liked... Oh, so this is one of the things... this is from the screenplay. They never filmed it, I guess. According to the screenplay, in the scene which Madame Tetralini... I thought she was going to be a bigger character in the movie, like the woman. The older woman with them, introduces the wandering landowner to the performers, at the very beginning of the film. Frolicking in the woods ran quite a bit longer. It included additional dialogue that endeavored to humanize the so-called freaks. She tells them that they are always in hot, stuffy tents, strange eyes always staring at them, never allowed to forget what they are. Duval responds sympathetically, the guy who owned the land that let them stay on it. Clearly the stand-in for the viewing audience. When I go to the circus again, madam, I'll remember. To which she adds, I know, monsieur, you will remember seeing them playing like children, among all the thousands who come to stare, to laugh, to shudder. You will be the one who understands. And I was like, oh, that's such a good fucking line. Because that's what Todd Browning essentially was trying to do with these characters, but don't fuck them over. You know what I mean? Because there's always that idea of, do not fuck over people who are...
Right.
In a strong unit. That's why you don't
you will face the wrath of them and become a chicken lady.
Yes, you'll be so it's more implied that the strongman is killed, and it was just weird how they were just like chasing her in the darkness, and it cuts to that scene. So obviously it was edited out, whatever happened. I would have liked to seen that. I'm sure people in the 1930s, this shit blew their mind. They must have been freaking the fuck out watching this movie.
Blew their mind.
It stands the test of time. It's a very good movie. It's short.
It would have been a normal length, but if not for the censorship. Oh man, there's got to be someone. There's got to be someone. Oh no, there's got to be someone who has like the footage that will sell it for like $10 million or something.
Oh yeah, I'm sure of it. I mean,
like one day they're gonna find it like in some vault.
A rare collector, and they're watching it, and then there's like
It's a castration scene, and they're just like masturbating to that scene over and over.
And then there's like there's like hidden footage of like Todd Browning shitting on a woman's head or something, and he's like, "Hey, you weren't supposed to see this," and he just cuts off. Wait, why would he say that? Anyway, what rating would you give this film?
I will give this a 9.
Good.
It's a very good movie. And very quick, which is
an hour and something minutes, not too long.
It's 64 minutes or something. I give this a 9 out of 10. Over the top, like blatantly trying to screw someone over with your evil boyfriend, and then getting your comeuppance and becoming a chicken lady.
That's very good. I would give this an 8 out of 10. What the hell did I give this movie? Everything in this movie is so bizarre, but not in an offensive way. An 8 out of 10, trying to convince the landowner to kick the freaks off the land, and then they tell you to go fuck yourself, and the people who are different from you can have fun and frolic in the woods. With that, Danny, what's the final word?
Hungry freaks, daddy.